we've got a fold-out bud box that can be set up in seconds. 2 fold-out pens on both sides of the unit, giving us approximately 2,650 square foot of holding capacity, that you get the bud box effect here, and it's hugely beneficial in helping you with your flow. This is the only Corral on the market that comes with a full working chute on the front. Hello, my name's Steve Langrel. I'm with the engineering team at Arrowquip and Chute. What we're going to do here now is we're going to do a full walkthrough on our 75C portable Corral. This is the only Corral on the market that comes with a full working chute on the front. It comes with our 7500 manual chute. It has a parallel squeeze. It has all the necessary points of access. It's got a very nice vet cage. It's got our Arrowlock head gate on the front, which is push, pull, and work anywhere front to back and anywhere in between. It's got optional head control on the front. We've got an adjustable alley that adjusts from both sides, keeping your animal nicely centered in the alley. And with the option of our weigh platform, you can also weigh in this alley. Behind that, we have 2 fold-out pens on both sides of the unit, giving us approximately 2,650 square foot of holding capacity. And then to give you excellent transition from the Corral into your alley, we've got a fold-out bud box that can be set up in seconds. So this unit comes standard with hydraulic jacks. There's 2 heavy-duty jacks at the very back of the unit. There's 1 at the front, and the tires that we use on this unit are 16-inch tires, 14 ply. They got heavy-duty, high-quality 8-bolt hubs and a very nice screw-on dust cap. We'll come over here and we'll explain the front jack. So this front jack right now is in storage. The storage position, this is where it would be when you're working cattle. But an important note is that it's not to be lifted from this point, or otherwise you will bend it. So we'll just put it in transport situation to show you. You just slide it into that receiver there. Just put in your pin in your Arrowquip. And I want to make a very important note that you make sure that your unit is up and on the wheels before you lift the front up. Otherwise you could create a dangerous situation. So we'll just put it back in the storage position as though we're getting ready to work cattle. And then immediately above this front jack is your 7-pin connector. It's got a nice storage location here. And this is what operates your running lights. And another very nice design feature with this is when it's plugged into your truck and your truck is running, it's charging the battery at the same time. So these jacks are run with a 4-button pendant. It's run by a 12-volt hydraulic power pack. It's in a nice box with a lockable lid so nobody steals your batteries. And all the components are inside, and on top there's a very high-quality solar panel. So I'll just go over here and we'll show you. This is the 4-button pendant. There's a little storage pocket right here. And then the buttons for the back jacks are on the bottom. So down means the jacks go down. So I'm just going to lift the jacks up just a little bit. You want to make sure that you deadhead them every time, because it is possible for them to get out of sync a little bit on that full extension. The other thing is, if you run your batteries very low, when you get to that point, your hydraulic flow is going to slow down. So it's not going to be proper for the flow dividers in the manifold. So your jacks are going to start getting out of sync. But it's not that big of a deal, but it's important to retract your jacks. And then that's why we included external lugs here. So these are your positive and negative external lugs. So if you get an emergency situation in a field working cattle and your batteries go dead, you can charge it with your pickup and you can get your jacks, your unit up and get going. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start at the front of the unit and work our way back. So we're going to start explaining the 7500, and we'll start by explaining the options that you can order with it. So the first option immediately on the front that you can buy is a balk gate. This is just a simple shaped V gate that hinges on one side, latches on the other. This just provides a barrier for if you're worried about missing cattle, such as horn cattle, which are hard to catch and very easy to miss. If you miss them, this balk gate stops them, you back them up, and you try to catch them again. Behind that, we offer lug posts. This is basically just a vertical 2x2 post that bolts on the front, and that just gives you a connection point for a line of panels or even a barrier. If you're loading a lot of cattle out of this into a stock trailer, it'll prevent you from hitting the head gate. The other thing we offer is head control. This is our new generation AL940 head holder with several improvements. It's been re-engineered and refined. Starting with the back plate, it's got stronger connections. It fastens to the door with heavy-duty clamping brackets, which gives you quick and infinite adjustment in between those two black profiles. It's got a more robust connection between top and bottom arm. And most importantly is when this head holder is fully open, this top arm goes over center, so there's no drifting down. Then we come to our head gate doors. This is a 3E design, which means easy entry exit. The design intent behind this is to allow light into the chute to encourage that animal forward to improve your flow. It rides on Delrin rollers, which is a virtually indestructible material and very low friction. Now we come to our Arrowlock, which is a ratchet and pull design. This is a very robust design. It gives us push-pull. It gives us easy release. It gives us easy maintenance, and it gives us easier repairability. But most importantly, is this ratchet and pull, robust to the point we've got the confidence to give you a lifetime warranty on it. Now we come to our rear control bar and our control handle. We've got the ability to work front to back, anywhere in between. And where this bar connects to the Arrowlock, it relies on clamping force and not just fasteners alone. So that was a very quick, high-level walkthrough on the 7500 manual chute. There's a lot of finer points that I didn't cover, but there's a more detailed video on YouTube specific to the 7500 chute. We encourage you to check it out. So now we come to our Corral. So we're going to go to our Corral. We're going to go through all the features and a lot of the details in the panels and the wheels. There's a pen on each side of this unit that folds out and gives us approximately 2,650 square feet of holding capacity. So these are our panels here. There's 4 panels per panel pack. They're just over 6 foot 2 inches high. The end posts on every panel are 2x2 100 wall material. The rails are 1.5 inch 100 wall material, and the stays in these panels are 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch hot roll angle. And because it's true angle, it's very structural. And because it's hot roll, there's no sharp edges. And because it's one piece stay, it's very clean looking. So on the front panel of every section, there's a spring-loaded man gate. And this is for nice, quick, easy access into the pen. And it's got a nice soft landing on a rubber bumper, so it's very quiet. And then if you're ever worried about storing cattle in here and possibly having them get out, this is just a simple and quick and easy to use safety latch. So as we come along this panel, every panel rolls on 4.5 inch wide, no flat tires, and they've got a very good bolted connection. And that's so if you ever smash or bend a tire, you don't have to get out the grinder, you can easily replace it. Now we come to the pivot connections. So all these panels pivot on a heavy duty cast hinge with nylon inserts, so there's no rotation on threads, and there's a lot of allowance in these hinges for uneven terrain. So as we come along a little farther here, every panel pack has ground stakes, 2 ground stakes, and that's you just push them into the ground with your foot, and that's to help eliminate some movement on your pens if you feel you have too much. Now we're inside the pen. The first thing is at the back of the 7500 chute, we have split doors, and these doors can be worked from outside the corral or inside the corral. I'll just demonstrate that. Okay, now we come to our adjustable alley. This is very quick and very easy to adjust. You got 8 adjustment points per side. It's just a single hole like that. And then you've got a safety latch so that this will never come back on you. And then the other thing we have is we have configurable blinder panels. So in this situation, I'm just assuming that I'm working the cattle from this side. So the way I've got it set up is the way that I personally like to work cattle, is I've got it what I call high side, off side, low side, near side, so that I can easily communicate with my cattle. It prevents them from seeing any distractions on the other side and keeps them focused on me. And then with the option of our weigh platform, you can also weigh in this alley if you need to. So now we're going to come to our bud box. We're going to show you how easy it sets up, and this is hugely beneficial for you in improving your cattle flow and transition from pen into alley. So now we come to our bud box. We're going to unfold the bud box and we're going to show you just how easy and effortless it is to set up. And this feature, this portable corral, this is something that we've worked very, very hard as a team to come up with, because it tends to be a weakness with portable corrals, that transition from pen to alley. So with this is hugely beneficial in helping you in your flow to get your cattle out of your pen and into your alley. So we'll just come over here to the end of this bud box. The first thing is right here, there's a little shelf that sits on that bottom rail, and that's to keep it from bouncing and that this pin disengaging. So you just come in here, there's a pin here, it's spring loaded, just disengage, give the gate a sharp little tug, and just swing away. And then here, there's a joiner bar. You just take the pin out and swing it around. And there's a bracket here you'll see. Just pin it like that. And then there's a chain here. The end of this gate is chained so that when you're going down the road, it's not swinging back and forth into the alley. Swing it around, you got a yellow lockable handle, and you just lift and engage, and your bud box is set up. So now we'll go to the other pen and we'll give you a visual from a cow's eye view of what she sees coming into the bud box. So we're in the other side of the corral now. We're just going to assume that we're working cattle. So I'm going to open up this swing gate to bring cattle into my bud box. So I'm just going to open up this latch. You'll see here I got a nice drop pin that I can engage. So if you're in a windy day or you're on a slope, your swing gate isn't closing on you. So first thing I want to do is I want to show you what a cow can see if we don't have a bud box. So to try to get that cow into this alley right now is not going to be an easy task, because you're basically pushing her right against that wall. So we'll set it up like it should be. Now you can see what a cow, how much more open that feels to that cow. So some people are going to pick up on this instantly. This bud box is not your typical dimensions, but we must remember that a bud box is not just a set of dimensions. It's a philosophy that works on certain fundamental characteristics of cattle behavior. So I can assure you that you get the bud box effect here, and it's hugely beneficial in helping you with your flow. But it's the same as any ordinary bud box in the fact that you don't want to overload it and get your cattle jammed into it. So this is also a gate here that can be swung in and latched, and it can extend your alley if you want. If you want to follow behind an animal with a gate, you just swing it in there and it latches like that. So now we're going to take our bud box, we're going to just fold it up and get it ready for transport. So we'll just lift the yellow handle, disengage, and swing away. Come over here, rechain it up, because we don't want this gate swinging into around in your alley. Then we'll just disengage this joiner bar over here. Bring it around, and there's a storage bracket here. Swing this around here. And just remember, like what I said earlier, there's a little shelf there, and that needs to sit on that bottom rail so that it supports the whole assembly. So bring it close. Just ignore this top pin for the moment. Just reach in here and just kind of give this gate a good hug and give it a sharp lift. Just like that. Pull on your pin, you're engaged, and you're done. So I'm at the back of the unit here. First of all, we have our 2 hydraulic jacks that I talked about earlier. This is them at the back. Here's your running lights here. You'll see a storage spot here for a jack, and that's the jack that I use for our jack panel shelf, which I'll explain in a bit. And then the other thing here is we have another point of access into your system. It's a door here. So you can use it for access, or the other thing you can do is you can actually make a third pen. If you take this run of panels at the first pivot point at the end of the first panel, you pivot it around here and chain it to this first panel, then bring your panel run on the opposite side, swing it around and chain it to the end of that panel there. And then this gives you a third pen. and you can use it as a sort-off pen or whatever you might like to use it for. These chains are here so that when you unfold your Corral, these panels don't start walking away, and it just keeps it nice and compact and a little bit easier to roll the whole pack. Now we take our jack, pin it onto this jack panel shelf, and lift it up. So we're going to start jacking up, but you'll notice that there's a curved slot in this profile, and it's designed in such a way that as I start jacking it up, when I run out of travel, that will mean that this pin is lined up, so that I don't got to be reaching or leaning way down there to see if the pin is lined up. It makes it very easy. Actually, what I'll do before this is you'll see that I'm trying to push in the panel. You make sure that that ratchet strap is hooked up, and we'll suck them panels in. Put your Arrowquip in so your pin doesn't vibrate out, transport. Now just wind your jack back down, remove, and that panel pack is done. Okay, so that concludes the walkthrough on our 75C portable corral, an all-in-one unit with the fold-out corral, the adjustable alley, the ability to weigh in it, a full working chute on the front. It comes with a 5-year warranty. It's got a lifetime warranty on the rubber floor, lifetime warranty on the ratchet and pawl on the head gate, and lifetime warranty on the friction locks and the lock locks and the head holder option, and on the squeeze. We hope that proves to be helpful. There's many details that we haven't gone over, but if you're interested, give us a call or check us out at arrowquip.com. Thank you.